Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? It's another Tuesday night. Welcome to another segment of Matters of the Heart Live. I'm so happy to have you all with me on tonight, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you. It's a blessing to be here, blessing to be on. If you'll be so kind and just share this segment with someone, and let us know you're watching. Hello, Brother Lindsay. How are you doing? We're just so happy tonight to be back on, have a great lesson in store for us. Don't plan to be very long, but just want to share tonight's lesson with you all. Feel you'll be blessed. I hope you all have had an amazing and a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. And I pray that your week is off to a great start. But if not, just in case, today may have been trying or troublesome. Hopefully, after tonight, you will feel much better. Hopefully, after um, the prayer, the word, whatever, something will make you feel much better. So go ahead, like and share, and we're going to dive right in tonight. The last segment that we had, we discussed that breakthrough was in you. Look, Sister Keisha, let me tell you, the devil tried me every day. You hear me? Every day he tries me, but that's all right because he's just doing what he was designed to do, and that was to give us hell and bring havoc in our lives. But you know what? We put him under our feet. He's already defeated because God has given us the victory and he has given us the authority. So he has no power whatsoever. Um, we put him under the feet. And so we decree and we declare that though he tried us today or even may try us this week, that he's already defeated. You hear me? Like the rest of this week is going to be bomb. It's going to be the absolute best week. It's going to be amazing because God is on our side and he has given us the victory. So we don't have to fear the tactics of the enemy because he tried me too today, try me with certain news and things like that. But we don't have to operate in fear. We don't have to live in fear. We don't have to be afraid of what the devil does because he's just doing what he was designed to do. And that was to bring hell and havoc in our lives. But as you said, but God will intervene in any matter of situation. Let me tell you, I've had so many but God moments in my life, and you are to thank God. All of us are to thank God right now for the but God moments where He'll step in, even though the devil tried it, even though the enemy planned it, even though the enemy plotted it. But God, I'm already diving in what we're going to talk about tonight. Just going to share one passage of scripture tonight. It's going to come from Psalms 119, and we'll be coming from verse 71. And it says, "It is good for me. It is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I might learn thy statutes." Again, Psalm 119, verse 71 said, "It is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I might learn thy statutes." So tonight, for my subject, I want to briefly speak to us about it wasn't good to me, but it was good for me. It wasn't good to me, but it was good for me. Life can leave you asking many questions. Life can leave you asking many questions. Questions that generate due to how we are feeling or certain experiences. Many of life experiences can leave us crushed, broken, distraught, confused, frustrated, aggravated, and oftentimes humiliated. We often wonder, how shall we recover from these experiences? It is easy to lose hope when you feel like your life has is in crumbles, but I want to encourage you all tonight that there is hope. I want to encourage you. Somebody type that. There is hope. Oftentimes when we are going through, it feels as if we are all alone. Many times we have those feelings when we're in our hardest moments, our difficult moments, we feel alone. We feel like no one understands, or for that matter, we feel like they don't even care. And we sometimes wonder, where is God? But as the late James Moore, he was a great gospel singer, as he used to sing, he was there all the time. That's right. Even in those times when you feel all alone by yourself, when you feel like no one cares what you have going on or what you're dealing with, he was there. God was with you all the time. Deuteronomy 31:6 says, "Be strong and of good courage. Fear not, nor be afraid of them. For the Lord thy God, he is that go with thee. He will not fail thee, nor forsake thee." We are encouraged tonight by that scripture that we can be strong and of good courage, and we don't have to fear what the enemy does, what the enemy tries to bring to us, because God is with us. And somebody needs to be reminding of that God is with us, especially in seasons such as this that may seem dark, it may seem dreary, seems like the storms of life just coming at you, one storm after another. And let me tell you, there are some things that we can't even put into words to share with others, that we can't even express ourselves. We just hold it in because it's for us to deal with. But I want you to be encouraged tonight to let you know that God is with you. Never be afraid that you are alone, because he is with you. You will feel a source of strength and a feeling of peace come over you. In some of my most difficult days, a peace have come over me like none other. And I know that it was the presence of God. The enemy want us to feel that we are by ourselves. He want us to feel defeated. He want us to feel forsaken. He want us, as they say, to be in our feelings. But I read a quote that I shared today from Pastor Michael Carter, where he preached a message 6 years ago, and one of his uh, um, uh, quotes, or one of his points, was, "You can't be in your feelings and serve God. It's not based upon how you feel. If we were to go off of our feelings, we would never." Let me tell you, if I was to base everything off my feelings, I would do absolutely nothing. I wouldn't be sitting behind this camera talking to y'all tonight if I based it upon how I felt on the inside or what I had going on. But we can't base everything off of our feelings, but we have to keep going. We have to take courage of what God has said in his word, and that's for us not to fear, that he is with us, and that he will never leave us nor forsake us. And we have to be encouraged by that. We have to be motivated by that he that have begun, as I shared with y'all many times, for a good work in you, he's going to perform it. He's going to fulfill it. So yes, you're going to have rough days. Yes, you're going to have difficult days. Yes, you're going to have some sleepless nights. You're going to have some nights where you just don't understand what's going on. But be encouraged and know that it may not be good to you, but it's good for you. That's right. It's going to work out for you good. Romans 8:28 tells us that, and we know that all things work together for the good of them that love God, to those that are called according to his purpose. It's going to work out for you. You don't have to fear. You don't have to fret. You don't have to throw in the towel, because it's going to work for you. Okay? Oftentimes we just wonder when we're going through, it just feels like we're alone. Feels like we have been abandoned, and we all have those moments when we feel abandoned. I felt that way last year, a season of, as we can say, redirection. When things start happening in your life and it causes you to go to a redirection. Difficult season. We went through the pandemic last year, well, the beginning of it anyways, because it's still here. But through the brink of the pandemic, the beginning of the pandemic, I lost my job. Okay. So I began to fret. begin to become fearful. But I didn't allow fear to control me. I had to grab a hold of myself. And that's what we have to do sometimes. We got to grab a hold of ourselves. As they say, grab a hold of your faith. James Cleveland said, where is your faith in God? You have to grab hold of your faith. Because when I lost it, I started thinking, okay, I got this to do. I got that to pay for. I got this. I need insurance. I got this. I got to make sure I got this. I got to go make sure I be able to go to the doctor. I got to make sure car no pay. Got to make sure I meet this and all that was going. And God said, hey, I'm the ultimate provider. You looking at the job and because that's a resource, but I am the source. And I got you. You need to trust me. When I put my trust in God, when I took my hands off of it, when I stopped operating out of fear, when I stopped operating out of anger, out of bitterness, then God was able to show himself to be Jehovah Jireh. And when I tell you, he made ways out of no ways, he opened doors for me, he set me up where it was just amazing. Where when I took my hands off of it, see, you all got to learn how to take your hands off of it because you're too busy worrying about how bad it feels, how bad it hurts, how bad it doesn't feel good. No, it doesn't feel good, but it's going to work out for your good. David said, it was good that I was afflicted. Guess what? It was good that I was tested. It was good that I was put in the fire so that I can learn your statutes. Because let me tell you, the test will put you on your knees. The test will make you pray. The test will make you fast. The test will make you praise. The test will make you worship. Why? Because when you put under pressure, it makes you do things that you need to be doing anyway. When we're in our greatest tests, our greatest storms, then our prayer life is strong. But y'all already know when things are going well, when we got money overflowing in the bank, when everything is good, we ain't studying about praying. We ain't thinking about fasting. We go to church when we want to. We some of us even pay our tithes when we want to. So that's why he got to put us in predicaments to keep us humble. David said, he said it was good for me that I've been afflicted, that I may learn thy sin, so I can learn who you are, God. I never know him to be a healer if I wasn't sick. I wouldn't know him to be a provider or a way maker if I wasn't put in situations that I need him to make a way. Andre Crouch said that. He said, through it all, he said, I learned to trust in Jesus. I learned to trust in God. He said, if I never had a problem, I wouldn't know he could solve them. So we can't fret when these things come because it's helping us learn who he is. You wouldn't know God to be who he is in your life if you wouldn't be put through the test, put through the storm, put through the fire. But since I've been in the fire, I know now that he'll get in the fire with you. Since I've been sick, I know that he is a healer, that he will touch your body. Since I have experienced losses, I know that he will be a comforter and he will dry your tears. He will hold you together when you feel like falling apart. That's just the kind of God that we serve. And David said it best. Said, so that I can learn you, so I can learn thy statutes, so that I can know who you really are. Because David says in verse 67 of that same chapter, he says, before I was afflicted, before I had this test and this trial come in my life, before I had this storm in my life, David said, I went astray. I got off. I started doing things that I wasn't supposed to do. I started singing things I shouldn't have said. I started going places that I should not have went. But David says, before I was afflicted, I went astray, but now I have kept thy word. Since I have this affliction, he says, I know that God, that you are good and you do it good. So teach me thy statutes. Teach me who you are. Instead of complaining about where you are in life, ask God in this season, in this space, in this place, teach me who you are. Teach me who you are. That's a perfect time to get to know him when you are in troublesome situation because he's trying to teach you something. Every test comes to master your knowledge, master your ability to see how much you know because it's trying to teach you something. And then every now and then, gotta have the nerve to throw a pop quiz at you. He'll throw a pop quiz, an unexpected test, and unexpected storms to see how much you know, see how much you see how much faith you have, see how strong you are. That's just the type of God. And that's right, Sister Keisha. We have to forgive. Pastor Hickman told you right. Because when we harbor and hold unforgiveness in our heart, we ain't doing nothing but hindering ourselves. Well, you just don't know what they did to me. You just don't know what they said to me. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. There's some people I want to knock their teeth down their throat, but I had to release it. I had to let it go. Not for them, but for me. Because when you hold unforgiveness, you losing sleep. You the one miserable. You the one mad and angry because you haven't released that which you've been holding on. Yes, I tell y'all all the time, forgiveness is the area that God has to work with. He's working with me on. Because there's some people, even right now, that, I just want to, want to put the hands. But that's not how we operate, okay? Because I'm forgiving, not for you, but I'm doing it for me. Because you're not worth my sleep. Yeah, you might have said and did what you did. And guess what? We don't have to forget those things because we can remember. So the next time they won't make a fool out of us because I'm not with that forgetting. No, I make a memory. I remember. So I know when I'm faced with this situation and I'm faced with this obstacle, the next time I know how to move. You won't catch me up the next time. You might have slipped me up this time by what you done and what you said, but the next time you do it, you won't slip me up because we've been here before. So I forgive you. And while I'm here, forgiveness does not mean reconnection because there are some connections that God is trying to separate us from. You can forgive that person, but that does not mean that you have to connect with them, that you reconnect, because there are some connections that you need to remain severed. Because some people, and that's family included, they're toxic. They're not good for us, okay? And we have to learn that. But when we forgive, when we release stuff, we'll see blessings start coming in our lives that's been held up. But because you had that in your heart, that's a matter of the heart. By the way, forgiveness, unforgiveness is a matter of the heart. Forgiveness is a matter of the heart. Because you've been holding them, there's some things that God says, hey, I want to give you, but because you are holding on and you refuse to release it and let it go, I can't give it to you because you're going to corrupt the good thing. And that's why God can't give us blessings. That's why he can't put us in the overflow because we are corrupted with our toxicity, with the toxic nature of us. We are corrupted because we have not allowed him to heal us in the places where we're hurting because we're too stubborn and selfish to let it go. But in order for him to bless you, you got to release it and let it go. Okay, back to what I was saying. David said it wasn't good for me, but it wasn't good to me, but it was good for me. But he says beforehand, before I had this affliction, okay, he says I went astray. Okay, I started doing my own thing. I started operating in my own fleshly nature. But because now that I've been put to the test, now I know God. Now I'm learning his statutes. Now I'm learning his word. Now I'm seeing who he is. Your test come. It comes to hinder. It comes to humble you. Yeah. Yeah, God will put you in situations. I was just in one a few months ago. But he had to humble me. Had to humble me. Had to deal with that unforgiveness that I had inside of me. And unforgiveness cause you to act a fool, cause you to act enraged. Don't do nothing but cause you to embarrass your own self. So I had to deal with it, you know. But David said, now that I've been put to the test, he said, it's good for me. His perspective changed, his attitude changed now. It changed. He says, it's good for me. It's good that I'm being tested. It's good that I've been put in controversy. I've been put in conflict because now, he says, I've learned thy statutes. I'm learning you, God. I'm learning your word. I'm learning who you are now that I've been afflicted. And I think about over when Paul said he asked God three times to remove this thorn from the flesh. We don't know what the thorn was. You know, philosophers try to uh, uh, analyze, classify, whatever you want to use, what the thorn was. We don't know what the thorn. The Bible doesn't clarify what the thorn was in his flesh, but we know he had something that was aggravating him, that was bringing him hell and havoc. But he says he has got three times to remove it, and he didn't remove it. He says, but he gave him grace. He says, your grace, even in my weakness, your grace is sufficient. You are able to help me deal with this storm. Let me help y'all out here. This is for free, and I'm done. I'm out of time. Thorns, some thorns just will not be removed. They just are some things that we're dealing with, that it's just not going to go away. It is not going to go away. I don't care how much you cry. I don't care how much you pray. I don't care how much you fast, praise, worship, whatever you do, turn cartwheels, sow in the $1,000 line, sow in the $100 line. It's not going away. But his grace is sufficient to help you go through and deal with that thorn in your flesh. As David said, it was good for me. When you change your trajectory, when you change your atmosphere, I'm big on atmospheres. When you change your atmosphere, that's your surrounding. That's your space. When you change your space and start putting positive energy, positive affirmations, start releasing positive affirmations into the atmosphere, you change it. And then when you change your perspective, it changes the trajectory of your life. So now you can say, like David, it wasn't good to me, but it was good for me. It wasn't good to me, but it was good for me. Because now, God, I see you for who you are. I see you in your holy. I see you in your realness. I see your power. I see your strength, because I've changed my atmosphere. I don't look at it with these anymore, but I see this thing in the spirit, and I know that now I'm in spiritual warfare. So when problems start coming up in your home, problems start coming up in your family, problems start coming up on the job, problems start happening in the church, change your atmosphere and see that thing in the spirit and know that you are in spiritual warfare, and tap in and know, now I got to pray harder. Now I got to seek God even more to help me navigate through what I'm going through. Okay. It wasn't good to us, but it was good for us. That's all I have for us tonight. Thank you all for joining me. If you'll be so kind, share this with somebody you feel will be blessed by this word. You can tag them in this comment section, or you can send this live video, to their personal inbox. We're also streaming on YouTube. You can type us in on YouTube and you can find this very same live segment to be shared with someone. There are a lot of people that come on and watch after the fact, after the broadcast had ended, and that's fine, because as long as the word of God is being put out there and people are viewing, our job is done. I'm not so much concerned how many be with us while we're actually live, but there are hundreds that watch it after the broadcast has ended, and that's fine with me, because I know that we are depositing seeds positive seeds of affirmations and encouragement out there. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for your gifts. Thank you for believing and sowing into Matters of the Heart. We're looking forward to doing some great things in the ministry. This is not the ending, but just the beginning. Great things are to come. Great things are to happen. We just don't know. We just don't know. We just got to get busy with the assignments that God has called us and equipped us for. So I love you all. I'm praying for you all. I'm believing God for you to do some amazing and powerful things. Listen, when God blesses you, come on over to Matters of the Heart page and testify. Let us know that you're being blessed. That's right. We hear a lot of bad news. We need to put some testimonies because God is doing some great things in this season. He's doing some wonderful things, and we're not going to give up. We're not going to be discouraged. We're not going to be dismayed, but we're going to keep going because it wasn't good to me, but it was good for me. You all have a blessed night. Have a wonderful, blessed week. Pray you have a sweet rest tonight, and we're looking for God to do and continue to do some amazing things. God bless you. Look forward to seeing you on next Tuesday night. Have a great one.